Then I'll start the recording on my side as well. And yeah. So you see it started again. And since the Chronicle podcast is gone, it ceased to exist. Today I'm accompanied by Depra in discussing a bit our thoughts about how the Super League will go. And yeah, hello Depra.
Hello, I'm a bit of a budget replacement.
I wouldn't say that.
There was some good names on that podcast. Like, you had like Bladder on before, Wilkie, right?
Oh yeah, good names and Vlada.
Aw, Bladder's been great. Come on, he's a fellow
Yeah,
countryman.
he's
Be
a good
nice
one.
to him.
Yeah, he is. But yeah. So you see, both of us have made it.
Yeah, just about.
One more expensive than the other.
Oh my god, yeah. Your path there was Emperor 3 times, right?
Yeah, we faced N3 3 times and it's 3 easy 80Ks.
I'm very jealous. Literally, the only alliance we lost to, we're probably gonna face again twice, and I'm
NW1.
horrified. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have PTSD of them for a long time. I think
Yeah.
it's not a fun time. Don't like this bracket.
Yeah,
The thing with
I
us
can
two is we
imagine.
finished on the exact same points as KAC, and because they're higher power, they had the highest seed.
Oh, damn! KC's spot would have been so much better for you.
Yeah, we were.
Oh,
Who do they have? It's Ash.
yeah.
Yeah, but it is what it. I sort of played myself there because in our last match against OBV, I sent a marquee mail with like 20 minutes left, maybe 30 minutes, saying like apologizing for not disbanding and saying we did the maths and we thought we could go up a seed if we didn't disband. And then after the match, like they went so deep on us, even though they had no chance of winning. And then after the match, they sent mails like, "Oh yeah, we wanted you to not get 90k because of that. So maybe I shouldn't have sent that mail. I just wanted to say sorry because it felt bad not disbanding.
Yeah, I know. It does feel bad. We always usually do as well. We didn't do it once. We didn't do it once as well this season due to the bracket thingy.
Yeah.
But then we got N3 on the last match, so it didn't really matter in the end.
It's good you got in with the free losses too.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? We started so high and had these 200 extra points of everybody else. In the beginning of the season, like in the initial ranking, we started with 4,200. While most
really?
other alliances started with 4,000.
Why even is that?
I don't know. But that in the end kind of saved our ass. Or, well, it probably would have been a different season without them.
Because it gave you M30 first too, which
exactly. It's our season
necessarily
started with N3O, then we met them in the middle, and then we ended it with N3O again.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Anyway, should we get into the brackets then?
Yes. So the first match would be FDH against Tough, who made the UC debut, actually. It's the first time in UC.
Yeah, they brought in a few counts from Mad, right?
Yes. Basically, all the mad people wanting to play Super League went to Tough.
They brought in less than I thought, though, because I was hearing a lot about this, but some accounts like
I also
Tilt's
think
account isn't there, for example.
Tilk went to A-League, I think. But I also think that if you check the member list now, it's the one they have at the moment, and not the one they had in the last match, because I don't see any of the accounts from Mad in there. So I hope that they fix that, and the people get added to the roster.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think either way, they can't really compete with FDH,
No,
right?
they won't be able to compete with FDH. FDH can rally out Diver if they get him somewhere, and everybody else as well for the matter. So
FDH's roster is probably like stronger than ever, right? Because of the CTP people they brought in. They also bought that, I think, the EK account.
yes,
That,
that's the EK account.
so they have a very, very strong group there.
I wonder if they were stronger last season though,
Yeah,
with
maybe with the
Odin and the OGS people.
yeah.
Might have been a bit stronger then, but they do have a strong roster.
Either way, it will be too much for tough for sure.
Yes, that's for sure.
And then we have us and NW1. I guess I should probably lead this one, right?
Yeah.
So the way these matches went, uh, in the first one we thought it would be like totally 50-50.
Hmm.
And to be like we are very closely matched in terms of alliances. I think they have slightly bigger rally leads, especially on the top end with Odin and Kiss of Death specifically.
Yes.
Like Kiss of Death is like a starred Night King,
Yeah,
which
I saw that as
surprised me.
well.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
really, really big. Um, but the thing with them is this guy called Lolly Ed. He does not lose races, and it makes it so hard to play into them. I think he won like 20. I think in their last match against FDH, he lost Castly, or at least that's what I heard. But other than that, I think he won 23 out of 24 races in the entire season.
damn. That's
He won
impressive.
he won Mother, Enemy Port, Casterly Stronghold against what was it? I think OBV us, BDR, OBV us, or something like
Yikes.
that. And then uh, three of them against FDH as well. So for us to beat them, we need everything to go perfectly
Yeah.
because we have to get our strongest accounts into buildings, or we just cannot hold them at all. We
Hmm.
probably won't be able to hold anyway. We at least need like
Yeah.
the first capture point swing. But judging off the regular season, I'm not sure that's going to happen. We'll try.
Hmm.
We will try, but I think the safest bet is NW1 just because we have played them twice and we've lost twice in a row.
And
In
they also got CZKU to join the roster for UC as well.
I think he's locked. He's UC locked to ATD still.
No.
That is what I hear from them.
Well,
If you look at ATD's last match, he's 14th in elimination points still.
oh, okay.
So I'm pretty
Wait.
sure he's not in
Yeah,
NW1
never
or
mind then.
UC. Yeah, if they had
Yeah,
him,
okay.
then we'd have no
True.
chance. I think we
True.
have a very small chance right now.
Yeah. Basically, you need all the stars to align, and then you also need to play it absolutely perfectly, and then
Yeah,
you have a chance. All right.
but they're definitely the safe bet
Hmm.
if you're making predictions.
Yep. I'd I'd agree with that. Then the next match is basically a no-brainer as well, I'd say. N3O against DPS. DPS making their first appearance as well, I believe. But yeah, they're no match for N3O.
I saw that. Did they get a lot of accounts in for UC? Because they got 96
Well,
participants in their
they
last
only
match.
had around the 80s before, and now 96 in the last one. So I assume they got a few accounts in.
It's just their power like barely moved.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe just more of their players
Yeah,
showed
96
up.
in is very impressive.
Yes, for a 50 billion alliance, that's quite decent.
Against
Really
Emfrio,
good.
it won't matter, but I
Yes,
think in the losers bracket in round two, I think that might come into play.
that probably will make the difference. Yeah.
I've been sort of, I'm not sure if disappointed is the right word, but I sort of expected higher from Emfrio this season. Maybe I'm just underestimating BDR, but I feel like BDR stayed pretty much the same, and Emfrio brought in so many accounts.
Yeah.
They still lost twice against them.
Though, if you look at most of the matches are fairly close, right?
Yeah,
So they can go either way still.
I think BDR won most of the races, so it definitely can.
Yeah.
swing Emfrio's way if that changes.
True. But yeah, I get your point. BDR didn't improve that much banner wise. While in 3.0 got the Anubis account, the Dev2 account, then a
Yeah,
few of the banners from Matt's UC roster from last season.
yeah, like Phil, they got the
Yep.
biggest CTP banners too, like Queen of Sin and James Delaney.
And Wilkie.
Strike. Yeah, Wilkie.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I feel like they can go far into the season, into the UC season, but they might, maybe they're gonna choke again against one of the other top alliances.
Yeah, they're no, they're like, even though they have the strong accounts, they don't have the unkickable accounts, I guess. So they're another one that has to play perfectly to get wins over these other
Yeah.
top alliances.
Yep.
It's very thin margins.
Yeah, definitely. Then the one afterwards, WTP against VLB. Uh, should be a
Same thing, right?
no-brainer as well. Yeah.
Yeah, WTP too strong.
Yep. No matter the time slot, I think, because they
WLB
won't.
did really
WTP
well
won't
getting
pick. Sorry.
in. WLB did really well even getting in, beating
True.
GCM in that last match.
That was a very close match as well,
Yeah,
by the looks of it. They do have a few strong accounts. Like they can hold their ground against these other alliances in their BR range.
yeah,
But then as soon as you get to strong alliances, the 70-80 participation is just breaking their neck.
yeah.
So yeah, I, I think we can skip the next one as well. ATD against 9mm.
Yeah.
If it's so crazy this UC season though, how many 50 billion alliances made it in?
Yeah, it's the 6 match seasons. It's just so much
Yeah,
variation. I'm like you saw. I'm pretty sure like KAC. No, not KAC. Like was it WTP then? Yeah, changing time slot just because they could have missed UC if they kept playing 1300.
yeah, it's just because they meet ATD every second match.
Yeah, it's a very weird system you have to play around when that's the case.
Yeah,
A lot of these first round matchups are just no brainers, right?
yep.
Next up, Ash have no chance again.
Yep. Unless, I mean, KC won't pick 1900 in the time slot decision, right? So they won't play 1900, so none of these alliances will probably stand a chance against them.
Yeah, that's true.
The one afterwards is a no-brainer as well, I'm afraid. Uh, we won't stand a chance against BDR. It's probably just gonna be another cheap match for us. I'm sorry, Depra.
Well, you'll definitely burn speeds in that second round. I know that for a
Yes.
fact.
Yeah, we will.
I imagine we both think the same on this last one too, right?
Yeah, we're gonna give it to TBE over SPL.
Yeah, SPL I always feel like are underrated, though. They
They,
never get spoken about that highly. I just think because they're so insulated in their like social circles because they're only Polish players. But whenever you play them in events, they're always so
yeah, they always like the high 90 numbers, right?
yeah, and they're always really coordinated and go all in with speed ups, and they're
Yep.
always really hard to beat. They'll never let you beat them cheaply unless you're
Like you may beat them convincingly, but it will never be cheap.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for SPL to be
Oh, for
honest.
sure. They seem like a very good event alliance. Always competing at the highest levels without
Yeah,
having the super strong accounts either. Well, they got a bit of reinforcements now from OBV recently.
Yeah,
But
Kara Jr. came over, right? With
yep,
a few others.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
I
they're
think,
definitely somebody you can't take on light. It's gonna be a good match probably for TBE there,
yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch, probably.
probably.
That might be the most competitive in this first round.
Well, and you and NW1 probably, depending how the match goes.
Yeah. In this first round, at least, if we lose all the races, I think we're just not even gonna bother using speed ups because we'll
Fair
just,
point. Yeah.
even if we win in the second round, we will just match them again in the third round.
Yep.
So we might as well just save speeds and just go all out on that match.
Yeah, that's a fair point actually.
But if we do win at least a few races in the first one, we will probably go all out.
Well, interesting to see. The problem is that all of us play at the same time slot, so we can't really watch what the other alliances are doing.
Yeah.
We will all play 1900. But yeah. Then let's move on to round 2, I guess.
Yeah, I think it gets much more interesting
For sure.
past this point. First round's always a lot of very easy decisions.
Yep. So the first match of round 2 would be FDH against NW1. They already met this season, arguably at the 7 a.m. time slot.
I think Odin didn't wake up right for this one.
Oh, I
At
don't
least
know.
that's what I heard.
Seems like it.
I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. I'm not sure it would make a difference though.
I don't think it would make much difference. I saw reports of Altice just soloing people with 2 million bows.
He soloed Kiss of Death, right? And was winning against them.
Yeah, full bows.
That is ridiculous because Kiss of Death is ridiculously strong.
Yeah.
He's bigger than any rally lead in Reese for sure.
Yeah, so. And Altice are just. I swear, bows are just so strong at the moment. It's insane.
Oh, yeah, FDH have tons of them. We matched them in the last KVK, and all those K20 FDH guys are all full bow, all
Oh,
full bowed,
God.
like bow health, bow attack on refinement. They're all in on it. It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
God. I can't let our bow guys hear about them running bow health and refinement.
That
They,
Ultizio rallied like a 1 bill guy of ours with just a 6.2 million like full tier 4 bow rally, and it killed like 5 mil troops.
oh,
Yeah.
ouch. I'm getting wrecked by bows, man. That hurts twice as much, I feel like. But yeah, I don't think NW1 stand a chance even at full strength. It probably will be a bit closer, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, again, I'd expect NW1 to win like every race. So they,
Yeah,
if they can swap Odin into Castly, they can maybe try and hold there for a bit. But I'm not even sure it's worth trying to sustain reinforcements to that because you just won't be able to hold anywhere else.
yeah, definitely.
So yeah, FDH for me there too.
Now it gets already quite interesting as well.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm very torn on this one, to be honest.
Same. It, I feel like it depends so much on the time slot. Like last UC season, when N3O went up against, I think it was CAC after they kicked us out. No, it was WTP. It's so weird. They play time slots. When N3O plays a time slot that doesn't favor them, like not at 19 or 2200,
Yeah,
they seem to not have the same motivation to show up as they do in the other matches. Which I can understand, but I feel like it depends so much in this match on what time slot will be played.
I think this one will be on a Saturday too, so people can
Yeah, it should be Saturday.
Silly alarm stuff for that.
So it would probably be played at like 1 a.m., I suppose.
1 a.m.
Unless
is
they
what
pick
makes the most sense
1300.
to me. Yeah.
I
I
really
think
don't know what to go
yeah,
with.
I think WTP have the stronger accounts at the top end, right?
Yeah, they
I think
do.
Emfriel are deeper. Am I wrong to think that? They're definitely more coordinated, right?
Yes, for sure. Have
I
a
think
better
there's a
rally
question
timing and
about that.
everything. Yep. I feel like WDP does have a lot of rallies as well, but I'm not sure if they can compete with. I feel like N3O can rally all of them out except the max accounts. And they will try rallying them even them out, and they will do if the reinforcements aren't on point. But
Yeah, I think I'd give it to M3O, but I do think it will be a bad time slot for both of them.
probably, yeah.
But I trust M3O's coordination a bit more than WTP's
Yeah,
strength of accounts.
I'd agree with that.
They can both beat each other though. It could definitely go either way.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Right. Next one is kind of a no-brainer because we had that match a few times already in the regular season.
Yeah.
They faced twice, ATD 80 to 90k team twice. So
Yeah.
it should just be the same thing again.
I made a video on this on like where I thought the alliances were ranked up against each other during the season, and I think seeing how easily ATD were kicking out accounts like Peace Down and Clarasima was just
Yeah.
terrifying. I'm not sure anyone can possibly hold against their rallies, because if you just look through their roster, especially their UC roster, because they've brought in like Sung Nam and accounts like that, right?
Yeah, they got a few more reinforcements from the Koreans.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure an account like GSW is like in the late teens in terms of their top rally leaders.
Yes, he might be one
Which,
of the leads that gets swapped out of buildings
yeah, that's
by
just
now.
ridiculous. That is
Yes.
absolutely ridiculous. And KC maybe have what, like 6 accounts like that at this point. They have a lot, but I'm not sure how deep it really goes in terms of the like max ones. Maybe I'm wrong in that.
I think they have like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
Yeah, they definitely outbanned. And if the rallies from ATD hit in a well-timed meta, there's no defending against them.
well,
No chance.
KSC's thing, right, is just like hard rushing the unbeatable accounts into locations. Like Peace Down will just rush their port and just hold it. But
Yes.
you do that against ATD, you just get booted out
Yeah.
immediately. So I don't think they have a win condition there. I don't think anyone will against ATD.
Yep. I'd agree on that. Straight after there's another easy to decide match with BDR
Yeah,
against TBE.
BDR are maybe one of those that have brought in the most recruits for UC2.
I mean, I can't really check now because it seems to. Some seem to be buggy, some you see rosters, some aren't. I don't know.
Let
But
me
yeah,
check
they did bring a few
eliminate.
people in.
Just
Oh
do
yeah,
like
the
get
elimination.
edited out.
Sure. That's many zeros in the last match.
Yeah,
um,
you can see a lot of new names there, like Mr. Shelby and uh, Your Nightmare, Kate.
yes.
Those are some really strong accounts. Maybe not.
Damn. I think this is the first time I see Cake in a different alliance in WoW.
Yeah,
I think so. I'm not sure.
They got Chipamaro in too, that
Oh
they did
yeah,
last.
the KUM crew as well, as we
Yeah.
expected. And yeah, they stacked up pretty well. Um, Damn, I didn't even see that Cake
So
joined them.
so I think BDR were already like the second best alliance out there probably. They
Yep.
proved that by being M3O twice and then improving their roster so much. I don't think anyone but M3O will beat them, probably.
Yeah.
No, what the fuck? I need to. I don't think anyone but ATD will be able to beat them.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then we have us again, tough Reese.
Yes. I'll let you
So
lead on this again.
so TBE beat them by 80k, and we beat TBE. So I'm sort of fight mapping that as we should be favorites over them. But they definitely have win conditions. Like if they get Diver and Titanic into buildings, we might just be fucked.
That's that's the thing, right? I think Titanic is kickable for you guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure where their stats are at. To be fair,
And like it all every account is kickable, right? It just depends on the reinforcements.
yeah,
And if I look at Tufts' season, they were really untested,
yeah. From
right?
what I hear, they're like the mad people joined, and then Psychoral was shot calling for them in that last match.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're using like totally different systems
Yeah.
from the rest of the season.
I mean, if TBE 80K'd them, right, then you should do something similar to that, I would assume.
Yeah, I think that's the safe bet, but I do think they have paths to victory in there too.
Well, yeah, of course. It's always possible. But yeah, I'd favor you guys, to be
Yeah,
honest. Even though I got many friends in tough, but I'm sorry. Um, yeah.
it's gotta be us favored.
Yes, I would agree.
And
All
then this
right.
one's the one we were talking about DPS before, right? And
Yes,
maybe their
exactly.
numbers would give them the edge. I honestly don't know much about either of these guys.
Mm, I'm a bit familiar with both of them.
Yeah.
They already met once before in the season, and it was fairly close.
Oh yeah.
But
That's really
DPS now, yeah, exactly. But DPS played that with 83, right? And the last match they have 96. So if they get that participation consistently and against VLB as well, they should be able to win it again.
yeah. 17 participants advantage is huge. If they can
Yes.
get that, which is what it would be in both their last matches.
Yep. And if you look the last match they did, the elimination points speak a clear language as well. Like VLB did a
Oh
lot.
god. Yeah. They went hard.
It's the same in our match against VLB, right? Cool Eyes was just soloing every structure that he could and everything. So
Is he not broke yet?
I don't know.
There's
I
so
guess
many
not.
elimination healing points every single time.
Yeah, it's a bit insane.
Maybe he
Um,
just ran out at this point.
I mean, you'd think, right? But then maybe they just restock between every match again. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, the elimination I didn't even see the GCM elimination one. Like, holy shit. It's like 3 times as much as the highest one from GCM. Jesus. Hmm. makes me a bit hesitant now. If he goes that crazy against DPS,
Yeah, is he big enough to just like one man win it for them though?
I don't think so. No, DPS got quite a few decent accounts as well. Now, did they had in that match back then as well? Oh yeah, they did. The Coiner account is the old Metaxa account from NW1. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Oh damn, yeah, that's a really
Yeah,
good.
it is. It's a really good account. So they do have the accounts as well. Hmm. It's actually going to be probably one of the best matches I feel like of the
Yeah,
season.
it will definitely be very competitive. I think I'll edge DPS just from participants, but
Yeah,
that
I'm
can
going
definitely
with
go
that as
either way.
well. I think. Then 9 millimeters against Ash.
Pretty simple, right?
Yeah, I think so. Ash's been a bit disappointing. I feel like this season.
Yeah, they've been having.
Bit of a hiccups, like also participation wise.
Yeah, they've been a downward trend for that for a while. I know your grain
Yeah,
quit
true.
at like
Yeah,
the start of our season, so they're just hanging on a bit. But 9 millimeters shouldn't have the accounts to really compete with them.
yeah, they won't be able to kick Barrack out or Bardock. Probably won't
Yeah,
kick out Vels either. Yeah, give it to Ash as well.
or
And the
is it?
last match of the second round.
I thought it
It's
would be TBE here for some reason when I spoke about it earlier.
maybe did you work with the old, with the unfixed one or?
I don't know. I think I was just being stupid. That's what I normally do.
Fair point. Fair point. But yeah, us against SPL with TB and us being fairly equal.
Yeah, I think
Um,
you take it for pretty similar reasons. Just
yes, exactly.
a bit stronger accounts on the top end. But then that TB and U match will be very, very fun in this third round, I think.
Oh yeah,
I guess in the third round, Fast NW1 we've already gone over
yep,
it before. You just have to edge NW1. But
yep,
we're, if we get to this point, we'd probably be ever so slightly more likely to win than the first round just because we'd be prepared to go deeper into speed ups there. But
yeah,
I'm not sure if it would
of course.
matter.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll do our best. I'm just
Yep.
not sure if our best will be enough.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
Then WTP against TPS, basically a no-brainer as well.
yeah, DPS, no chance.
Yep. And then the KC Ash rematch from the first round.
Yeah, easy KSC.
Yep. Now it gets interesting. I'm slightly biased for obvious reasons,
Just a bit.
but I'd say this will be such a coin flip game. Like it can go either way. Um,
Thought you were gonna be a bit stronger if you were saying you were biased. I think
well,
even they'd agree to that, wouldn't they?
well, yeah.
They'll think they'll take it easily.
Well, I won't say that we'll take it easily because that would be pretty unrealistic. But I feel like our alliances are almost at an equal strength at this point. So I'm really looking forward to that match. It's gonna be a fun one.
I think that they might have a slight edge personally in terms of rally leads, at least depth of it because of their merge.
Could be, yeah.
They do have like a deep group, but
Yeah, they
it is
definitely
close
do.
still. And in this matchup specifically, I think they across the season have been bled of
Yes.
heals a lot. I think I remember someone in my alliance watching our match against them because Bolts uploaded like the full hour of it, and they
Mm,
counted, and he used I think 180 days speed ups on the Dracula Mike account against us.
yeah.
And your matches, you haven't had anything
No. I
close to
think I
needing that
I think I
stuff,
used
right?
180 days in total, maybe, including the
Yeah.
alliance heals.
So I think you'll be able to go a lot deeper than they will, but it is a lot of
Yes.
time between them, so I'm not sure how much of an effect that'll actually have.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But it's definitely going to be a fun and competitive match.
I'd be shocked if it's more than 10k in it. I think it has to be really, really close,
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
especially because it's losers go home at this point.
Yes.
It's not like you can go up to the winners bracket and face each other later.
Yep, exactly. But due to me being slightly biased, I'd obviously go with us
I
uh,
think I'd
having the edge.
slightly favor TBE.
Alright. I'll keep that in mind, Depra. I'll keep that in mind.
But you can definitely beat each other.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's gonna depend quite a bit on on races as well. I feel
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
but each of us can kick the other one out. Each out of the other side.
Yeah, I don't think
So
there's anything in TBE you wouldn't be able to knock out.
no, I think we can kick everybody out in TBE,
I
and
think
I
you
think
got
they can kick all of us out as well.
yeah. I saw you brought in Goran, right?
Yes,
Is he your strongest account? Is he bigger than you?
I think we're actually fairly close. I have a bit of edge due to a bigger rally size, but
Okay. So you think you're bigger, but you just don't want to emasculate him.
yes.
But that's a nice pickup because I don't think they brought anyone in, right?
No, I don't think they did. I think they had plans of a group of people to join them, but then I decided against it. But if you look at the roster, I don't see anybody new in there.
Yeah, I don't either. Not rally leads, at least.
I mean, which
Oh,
is which is great as well, right? If you're that well positioned that you don't need to bring people in. If that was the reason in the end.
yeah, of course. If it was mega whales that are just unkickable from buildings, sure, but
Yeah.
just average rally leads or reinforcers don't make much of a difference when you're that in that good a spot already.
Yep.
I think that's probably my most anticipated matchup of any of these.
Yeah, probably.
I think that'll be the funnest match of all of them.
Could very well be. Yeah. Alright, so we get back to a bit more interesting match. FTH against N3O.
I think this is another really, really close one, actually.
Yes.
I think either of them can beat each other.
It's such a hard decision as well.
It's annoying because you just don't know what FDH are,
Yeah,
because they just don't play anyone.
that's the thing. Like they always play at the 1 a.m. time slot, and now HD went to challenge them in the last match, but then they moved to the 7 a.m. slot.
Yeah,
So really don't really know. Hmm. I feel like N3O does have the strong accounts, but unless they get swapped in, these strong accounts don't really end up in buildings that often. And
yeah,
most of the other ones, I feel like almost can get soloed out by Altisio.
yeah. Accounts like I Am No One. If Kiss of Death is getting soloed of 5.5 morale size and like 900% total attack,
Yeah.
then their lower rally leads and M3O I think would get soloed, which is ridiculous to say, but
Next season, everybody just plays full bows.
I think it might happen the way it's going. To be honest, because because it is GB too, right? So we might just have
Yeah.
people spec'd into bows because of that. And like I said, Ortizio was already leading full bow rallies.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting match. I really
Yeah,
don't know who to give the edge to.
FDH has a time slot priority too.
Also, they probably would play at 22 or 1 a.m. If N3O picks 1 a.m.,
I
that
yeah,
would be their downfall in this match, I feel like.
I think Emfrio's third slot will be either 1 a.m. or 1300. But because of it being FDH, I think they have to do 1300
But
because they have a
that's the
lot of
problem, right? If they pick 1300, then they meet WTP at 1300.
true. Yeah, yeah, they're in a
That's a bit of a
difficult
tough
spot there.
decision. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that will have a lot of variation there for Emfrio.
They have another week now to decide on what to do.
I think I'd slightly edge Emfrio. I'm also kind of biased them just because I have friends in there, like with Queenie and people like that. Because a lot of
Yeah.
them have joined Reese and they've been in our Discord. Like even
Same.
James, because he plays Queen's account sometimes, or like just claims gift, so he's there to talk to. I don't really have people I talk to in FDH, so maybe this is me just sort of rooting for MFO a bit there.
Definitely is going to be a close match. And then at that point, I feel like the better coordination in 3-0 side might give them the edge over FTH.
Yeah, it's if I didn't see that report of Ortizio winning solos against Kiss of Death, I'd be 100% MFO, but that
I didn't
that
even
really
see
throws
those.
me off.
I only saw others. Oh, damn, he soloed kids. Oh, Jesus. That's scary, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kiss of Death against me had like he had over 900% total attack, and I have over 100% total attack reduction in refinement. So with a 5.5 more rally size, so he is huge, and he's getting soloed out.
Yeah, it's insanity with them both.
Yeah, but I think Emfrio for me, just ever so slightly, just because of the coordination.
Yeah, I'll go with that one. Then NTD against BDR. I think BDR will boycott this match.
Yeah,
I think so.
I
Like,
think they did something similar against Run before, right? Where they just boycotted and then went hard in the final.
yeah, exactly. Like, if you plan on meeting them in the final anyway,
Yeah,
which I assume will be the plan of BDR, then what's
yeah,
the point in going all out in round 4 already?
yeah, yeah. I can see that happening. I think either way, ATD would win, but
Yeah, same.
that does seem quite likely, especially because they did it before with Rum,
Yep.
and ATD is it's just the new run, right? The
If
Mega Whale Sanctuary.
Yeah, basically you could say that. But it's even bigger than Run was at its peak at this point.
Yeah, especially
It's
because just how power creep the top accounts are now of like the 4-star Bailishes and stuff like that. They're just
yeah.
totally uncontestable.
Yep. Yeah, it's madness. Then NW1 against WTP.
I think it has to be WTP as your pick, but I think NW1 will think they can win that, honestly.
I mean, I think they can win it as well.
It's just they're so fast. Like unless you play them, I don't think you like understand. It's just like impossible to beat them in races.
Yeah,
Impossible.
if they win the races in their match against WTP, right, and then they swap the people in,
Yeah.
I don't think WTP will have an easy time running them out.
Well,
Because what I
they'll get
saw
Odin
from,
on Castley, and then it will be like walking and Kiss of Death on the port.
well, they can probably rally out walking, but what I saw from WTP this is their rally timing wasn't that impressive most of the times that I saw matches of them. Like the rallies were a bit spread out,
Yeah.
giving people plenty of time to get the reinforcements in.
Yeah, and
So
NW1's timing is perfect.
yeah,
They'll probably be able to knock most outside of the like CCCPC and like Savo account
maybe they
source.
could even kick them out if the reinforcements aren't perfect.
Maybe they'd probably look for other options if they had a
Oh yeah,
choice.
of course. Yeah.
Like if they get Odin onto Castley and then can just hold that and then just swap, like just trade other buildings for like 40 minutes, they do have
Hmm.
a path to victory, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
But WTP, I still think has to be the pick just because they're ridiculously strong. They have a lot of guaranteed rally wins on like 99% of NW1's roster.
True.
Like
Yeah, that's a fair point.
CCCPC, Savo account, Mia, Chaos, uh, and God of War Love. That's like 25 mil troops guaranteed to be getting kicked out every time, just without even second thought,
Yeah, true.
which which is quite a big deal.
Yeah, it definitely is. And those releases will probably also be timed well together because they have the same marching speed.
Yeah,
I
no.
assume all the Mexicans should be at the same marching speed, right?
And you see, it's at the point where people just use, or those accounts at least, will just use bugles to
True.
correct stuff. They just go crazy with that stuff.
True, true, true. All right. Then KC against HOH.
TBE.
Ah, or TBE. Yeah, depending on what you picked before.
No faith in the Grom Alliance over
Wow.
here.
I'm actually theorizing a lot of scenarios at the moment for if we meet KC and how we should play it and things.
Do you think you have a chance against them?
It depends on the time slot, right? If we meet them at 1300, no. If we meet them at another time slot, maybe?
Yeah. You'd
I
have
didn't
to
see
shoot
many matches
1
of
a.m.
KC this season. Like, if they win the races with the Mexicans, then it's game over, right?
They're known for doing that, so.
Exactly. But I don't know. If you, I mean, technically, you need to give it to KC, no matter if it's HOH or TBE. That should be the logical choice here.
Yeah, I see your point though. It's like what I was saying of NW when you think there's a 1% chance if
Yeah,
everything falls into place you could do it.
exactly.
That would be really cool if you could, but you'd have to win every race
Yes.
and then just trade locations for the rest of the match because you're not going to be able to keep them out.
Yeah. But if you look at both ours and TBE's uh, route until then, we only meet 1900 alliances, right?
Yeah,
So you don't need to be afraid of the of the FDH pick at 1 a.m. So that opens up the possibility of taking that slot as well into consideration.
yeah, I definitely think that's the right move against them because 1 a.m. is
Probably. But then
that's
there's a
when
question, will you have the people, the Europeans, be there at 3 a.m.?
yeah, it will
So
be Saturday again.
it should be
So
Saturday, yeah. And it's after the
still,
time change as well. After we turn back the clocks. So
Oh,
it's even a bit earlier.
if it was
We'll
on
see.
Wednesday, it would be.
Yeah, Wednesday would be game over. No chance we get enough people on a work day to stay up
Yeah, but you'd
till
also
2
maybe
a.m.
catch KSC like with people going into work and stuff.
True, true.
I think it would go both ways.
Yeah,
I hope you could do it, or TB if they go there.
would be great.
That would be the biggest upset by far if that happened.
Probably making it in the top 6 would be quite big.
Yeah, I'll cross my fingers for you. I hope
Thanks, thanks.
NW1 do it against WTP as well.
Oh,
If they get
same, definitely.
that would be really fun if they could do that.
Yep. So then FDH against WTP. What do you think?
Mm, I think both don't have the best coordination, or at least don't have the most proven coordination in FDH's case. But
Yeah,
I feel like FDH just has a deeper group.
yeah,
It's tough actually. They're really closely matched.
they are.
I'm pretty sure it will be at 1 a.m. though.
Probably.
I don't think there's any way WTP pick 1900 or 2200 because it'll be like 4 a.m. in China or something.
Yeah,
And 1 a.m.'s, so they'll have to do 1 a.m. as their third pick. And that's perfect for FDH.
yep.
So I'd slightly lean FDH either way, but especially because of that, I think I'd give FDH the nod.
Yeah, I would agree. It's definitely the safer pick, in my opinion, at least.
And FDH just have infinite heals because they don't play anyone during the season as well. I'm not sure WTP really played that
Mm,
many themselves.
yeah, they didn't really play either this season, to be fair.
2 ATD matches. I don't know how deep
Well,
they
they had
went.
that one weirdly close IKW match.
Yeah, but they had like no
S-
participants in.
Yeah,
It was 7 a.m.
AKW with their whales running bows could have backfired there, I think.
Yeah, I think FDH is the pick there, but again, it's another one where either one can win depending on certain things.
Yep. Then the next one would be BDR against KAC. I think I would just give it to BDR.
Yeah, they're I'd give it to them either way, just for coordination reasons. But the people they brought in
Yeah.
for UC as well, like Your Nightmare and Cake and people like that, such strong addition.
Yeah, Cake definitely. Cake is like one of the accounts that KC will probably have problems rolling out as well if they can get her into a building.
I've never seen a report from her. I'm not sure how strong they
I
are,
saw
but
some a while ago, but I think it's close to max account as well.
yeah, fair enough. But BDR are just so good at the event, right?
Yes, they
Are,
are.
are they the best alliance ever at AC? Is that controversial to say?
Mm,
Do you think Mad at their peak could maybe compete with them last season?
well, yes, but I also think that N3O, like, do you go via like after consistent strength across the seasons, or would you rather go and look at who can beat who the most? Like, I feel like N3O has been consistent for such a long time, and BDR has been consistent for all their existence as well, and beating N3O the entire time as well. I think
I
even
think,
last season they won all matches against N3O.
yeah.
So
I just think
it's
for AC specifically, BDR do everything to such a high level, and I think Embryo do too, but maybe on rushing, they're a step below BDR, and
yeah,
rushing is just such a key part of AC. Like even if you think people are scripting or whatever, it doesn't matter in terms of you put the two alliances on a map, who's gonna play it the best.
yeah. I mean, I think your statement can be controversial, but at this point, it just has to be assumed to be true, no
Yeah.
matter how controversial it is.
Well, we know it happens, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's controversial, and there's just nothing gets done about it. So
Well, yeah, I guess.
you just have to accept it as reality at this point. I feel like.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that they're probably the best Alliance Conquest alliance that's been consistently on the board the entire time. They didn't
Yeah,
manage to win it a single time though, but they've been consistent in every season so far that they played, while all the other winners like always rose to power and then dropped off straight after again. Right? If you look at Run, disbanded a few seasons ago. You look at Mad, who aren't playing this season. Maybe they come back next season and bounce back. I don't know.
it's
You
a
look at
very
ATD.
thing
Yeah.
because I feel like ATD and Run were coordinated too, but they won because they just had unbeatable accounts.
Yes.
I feel like BDR has consistently done the most with the least, if that makes sense. I feel like that narrative is a bit overblown sometimes because I hear a lot about how BDR like don't have the accounts to compete, whereas nowadays they definitely do.
Yeah. They definitely do.
But I still feel like they play the event at such a high level, which is just
Yes.
so hard to compete with.
And if you think about it, it's such a funny thing that every season they would have won, right? But then one challenger rose out of nowhere, so suddenly for
Yeah,
that season, right? So last season with Matt, that they recruited so well during the season and before the season as well, but now you don't see them in the map again, right? And ATD now came into the Super League as well again, in a season where BDR would have won it as well, if it wouldn't have been for ATD, probably.
I feel like BDR will also probably think they can beat ATD, or at least have routes to doing so. Do you disagree?
Probably.
You seemed very unconvinced about that.
I mean, I'm convinced that they think that they can beat it. I'm not sure just how realistic it is, right?
Yeah,
Because
I
they,
don't think it can happen either, but
I mean, if you look at um, their roster now, is very similar to the last season's roster, right?
yeah, incredibly similar. Even some of the accounts they brought in of like Chipamari.
Yes. But then if you look at their competitor, which was Matt, and compare it to ATD, it's just such a
It's not
huge
even close.
difference.
Well, like I said, like they were using the GSW account as like a main
Yes,
account
exactly.
swapping in, and now it's just a middling at best rally lead for
Yeah.
ATD.
So if you take that comparison, right, between the finals, BDR has a shot, yes, but a lot has to go wrong on ATD's side for that to happen. I
Yeah,
feel like it's not in BDR's hands to win it, but rather in ATD's hands to lose it.
yeah, 100%.
Right.
But
But we'd
I do
agreed
think
to
they
give
can
it to
make.
BDR over KC, right?
Yeah, 100%. I'm distracted, but I was gonna make a comment on the final, but I guess we can just leave that until we get there.
Yeah, we kind of already discussed the final, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess we can take it a bit quicker approach now on the last matches. And through ATD, yeah, we'll just be
ATD.
ATD. And then FDH against BDR
I
has
think
to go
it's
to BDR as well.
yeah. FDH have the accounts to do it though, if they've made big coordination jump. I mean, the biggest thing there would just be racing and reinforcing, maybe.
But I feel like FDH had that really good coordination last season with the OGS people in, but all of them are gone now. So I don't know how well the coordination is at this point.
You'd assume they'd just steal the systems though and just stick with it though, right?
You would
That's
assume
what I'd
so,
do at
yeah.
least.
But didn't BDR beat them last season pretty convincingly as well? I don't remember actually.
I don't remember, but I do remember every season saying if like FDH get their accounts into buildings, they can beat anyone, but it just never happened.
Yeah, that's now that you say that, it's literally the narrative of every season.
Yeah,
FDH can do it, but they never do it.
I think it's the 1 a.m. time slot is a problem for them because you don't get forced into making improvements.
Yes.
Like with our system here, when we lost to NW1 the first time, I made like so many little changes to like rushing and hive positioning and all this stuff.
Mm.
But with them, they don't have anything to like really kickstart them into making changes like that because they just roll over everyone.
Yeah.
Even if they do make changes and they're like positive changes, they can't practice them properly or like iron them out. It's like if you do a messy swap against HBR and your reinforcements are slow on the swap, they're not gonna the snipe it off you, are they?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not gonna happen. So you don't get well drilled enough. I feel like
Yeah.
just because there's no competition, and I think when it comes to UC, that really shows because BDR have to play at such a high level throughout the season every time.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that argument. They're just so untested the entire season long.
Yeah,
It's just basically handicapping themselves.
but their alliance is built around it too, though, because they're the only alliance at that time slot, so accounts go to them specifically because of that. I know when CTP dissolved, a lot of the CTP accounts that went there were like North American time zones, and they struggled with like 1900 events. So FDH was basically the only real reasonable destination.
Yeah.
So it is a strength just in terms of having whales, but it's a weakness for coordination.
Yeah, definitely. That's true. Alright. Then round 7, N3 against BDR. Don't think we need to discuss it really. We already. Why didn't they
Yeah,
meet before already in the season? In the UC season? No.
not in here, but
No,
we've
but they
seen
met twice.
yeah we've
Yeah.
seen it twice, and BDR have improved their roster whilst M3 haven't.
Yep.
But both matches were so close though.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, just rushing is such a big swing if M3O wins Castle when they didn't before.
Yep.
Just the first capture points alone and then the bubble points, if you consider it as a swing, that's thousands of points, even if you lose it immediately.
Yep. Yep. Definitely.
So M3O can beat them. It's just, I think, if you're doing predictions and you're doing it on who's most likely to win, has to be BDR.
Yeah. And then now you can make your point you want to make about the final. When I rudely interrupted you earlier.
I'm trying to even remember what my
Oh
point was.
no!
I'm not sure I remember it.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm not sure I remember it.
sad times.
Yeah. But I do think BDR will go all out and try and win that. I'm
Well,
just
they got nothing to lose, right, in that match.
what speed ups.
Well, yeah, okay.
But
But if,
yeah.
yeah. But their season until that point, the UC season, will be fairly cheap. Like, they have us, they have TBE, which will be cheap matches. They have ATD, which will probably be cheap for them. Then they probably have 3 expensive matches.
Yeah, that those like the losers bracket is very expensive. I think that must have played a big part last season because Mad stayed in the winners bracket, just saved so many speed ups.
True, that could have been a part as well. Hmm.
Because it's like 3 days between each match.
Yeah.
You're gonna go broke.
I mean, it depends on if you do an inner alliance rebel train kind of thing every day.
I
You can
guess,
stock
but
back up, but of course it's just limited.
if you're beating M3O, you're using 100 days per
Yeah,
spoils, like guaranteed.
definitely.
Which, especially for like free to play players, especially with boots as well, like free to
Oh,
play players having boots, you won't have any at that point.
yeah, that's a pain. If you need to use diamonds to speed up, you're getting so slow as
Yeah,
well.
but I think it's a simple pick with ATD. Their roster is
Yes.
beyond ridiculous. I feel like it's every UC season now where it's like this is the strongest roster ever put together in a
And it's like it it feels a bit like the game is coming together to deny BDR winning the title every season over and over again.
a bit, yeah.
It's it must be so frustrating, man.
Well, they just need to start getting on their knees for some of these whales. Just have to get some max accounts in.
Yeah, but I feel like the inner alliance relationship between BDR and a lot of other alliances is a bit of broken. Like they would never get reinforcements from the Koreans, for example, right?
Yeah.
The people in ATD, I don't know how the mood in ATD is regarding BDR, but I know that a lot of people in there are old, mad, or run people who aren't that friendly towards them either.
Yeah, I've never really interacted with BDR like at all outside of just saying no to Tannerlin asking me to join for UC a few times. That's basically all I've ever interacted with them for. But I've definitely noticed there's, in terms of like anti sentiment against them, in terms of any alliance in the game,
Yeah,
there seems to be more of that towards BDR than anyone else.
yeah, that's definitely a point. I mean, I didn't really interact with them either outside of the official Discord, but
Yeah, I have
uh,
I have no idea about any of the specifics about any of them.
yeah, it, it's better that way. I feel like.
I've only had positive interactions with the ones I've spoken to.
Yeah, they do have a lot of great peeps, but I must say that. But yeah, I feel like this pretty much wraps up the initial prediction of the UC playoffs.
Yeah, I think there's a few 50-50 matches in there.
Yep.
I think TB HOH
I
is
think
going
that's
to
the
be
only match where we disagreed and picked differently.
really in the whole thing.
I think so, yeah.
I'm not sure if that means we're both very smart or if this is just very predictable.
Let's just
But
say
both
we're pretty
very stupid.
smart.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just fairly predictable outside of a few coin flip matches.
Yeah. I think TB, HOH, and then FDH, M3O.
DPS VLB is another one of those, I'd say.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, technically NW1 against Risk can be a close one as well. But
Yeah, if we go all out, it will be.
yeah, looking
Maybe in the
forward.
third round.
Such a shame that it's at the same time as our match against TB. If the season goes as we predicted, would have loved to watch that.
I'm sure there'll be videos out there of
Oh
it.
yeah, of course. But Vlada will upload a video in like 3 months later, so I don't know.
Oh, poor Vlada.
Nah,
Fully
he can
right
take
at the
it.
start and right at the end of this video.
He won't watch it anyway, will he?
It's like you've got a script where it's like introduction, conclusion, and it's just bully Vlada, with a bunch of stuff in between.
I'm sorry, Vlada. But I know he can take it, so it's fine.
Yeah, you can.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Well, this is fun.
It was. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, maybe we can do it again in the future.
Oh, looking forward to it.
Me too.
All right. Have a good time. Bye bye.
Yeah. See ya.